Hello. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Back again with me, Siti Muthi'ah, or you can call me Muthi'ah. I'm from Shipbuilding Institute of Politeknik, Surabaya. My major is Waste Treatment Engineering, and I'm in class 3A. In this time, we will talk about hazards and rules in chemical laboratory. Hazard. What is hazard? Have you ever heard this kind of word before? So, hazard is defined as any sources of potential damage or harm or adverse health effect on someone or something. There are many kinds of hazard. It classified as biological hazard, safety hazard, physical hazard, ergonomic hazard, and chemicals hazard. Now, we will be more specific to discuss about hazards in chemical laboratory. But why mass chemical laboratory? Maybe because this place is the most familiar place to me. I used to go to this place almost 5 or 7 a week when I'm in vocational high school. And in waste treatment engineering major, we also have a lot of laboratory classes that use chemicals. This picture is one of my documentation of chemical lab. This was when my team extracting oil from kananga flowers by using chocolate method. Okay, so can you guys identify the hazard that's shown in this picture? Well, let me show you. First, this set of glass equipment consists of 3 components. There are condenser on the top, chocolate, and the last is round bottom flask. This set must be supported by statives and clamps in order to stand upright. If the clamp is not tightly installed, the set is at risk of falling and the glassware will break. And then in the round bottom flask, there is ethanol, which when heated will evaporate. If the set is not tightly closed, ethanol vapors can escape and spread into the room and causing dizziness. Second, the heating mantle or isomantle. The heat of this isomantle can reach 450 degrees Celsius. If your skin accidentally contact with it, it will cause burn on your skin. And the third one, there are extension outlet, mini water pump, and water. If we accidentally sprinkle water on the socket, there will be an electrical short circuit which can cause fire. To prevent accident in chemical laboratory, there are several rules that must be obeyed by the students. First, follow the instructions. Whether it's listening to your instructor or lab supervisor or following a procedure in a book, it's critical to listen, pay attention, and be familiar with all the steps from start to finish before you begin. If you are unclear with any point or have questions, get them answered before starting. It's also important to know how to use all of the lab equipment before you begin. It's important to know the location of the safety equipment and how to use it. It's also a good idea to periodically check equipment to make sure if it's working. Clothing is one of the best forms of protection against an accident. Please wear covered shoes, long pants, lab coat, gloves, safety goggles, and keep your hair up so it can't fall into your experiment or a flame. Please don't ever eat or drink in the chemical laboratory. And don't ever store your food or beverage in the same refrigerator that contains experiment or chemicals. Tasting or smelling some chemicals can be dangerous or even deadly. The best way to know what's in the container is to label it. So you better get in the habit of making a label for glassware before adding the chemicals. Do not allow randomly mixing chemicals to see what happens. The result could be an explosion, fire, or release of toxic gases. Similarly, the laboratory is not the place for horseplay. You could break glassware, annoy others, and potentially cause an accident. You better know what to do with your experiment when it's over. Before you start an experiment, you should know what to do at the end. Don't leave your mess for the next person to clean up. Accidents happen, but you can do your best to prevent them and have a plan to follow when they occur. Most laboratories have a plan to follow in the event of an accident. One particularly important safety rule is to tell a supervisor when an accident occurs. Don't ever lie about it or try to cover it up. It's important for your safety and the safety of others to leave your experiment at the lab. Don't take it home with you. You could have a spill or lose a specimen or have an accident. That is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. See you in another great day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.